Well, hello everyone, I'm Postmaster Radio, and it's time to bring on the funny. You're listening to Ujokes Weekly, the official podcast highlighting Jonathan Mangum's virtual comedy show Ujokes, where comedians and people on YouTube and Facebook compete against one another for the best joke. It's comedy gold at your fingertips, and oh my goodness, this week's shows were phenomenal. From Seinfeld, Danny Woodburn, plus Twin and to Win It, Pete and Paul Vogt. And of course, the undeniably funny Clare Sera. Details to come on the mischievous mayhem that unfolded on Ujokes recently. But before that, I want to give you a quick reminder that if you missed last week's Ujokes podcast, don't forget to catch up. You can find the podcast link in the description, and also make sure you keep listening, because after we go through my 5 favorite Ujokes moments of the week, we've got the Ujokes Awards with some additional highlights and a couple of other jokes and bits here and there that almost made it to this week's top 5 but did not, henceforth Ujokes Extras. You don't want to miss a single minute of the action, so without further ado, let's not waste any more time. It's time to get this party started. The 5th spot on the old Ujokes countdown is going to go to Jess S. Now, we have mentioned him before on Ujokes, and I'm very thankful he was the last show's best for this Friday's episode of Ujokes. Now, before I explain what the heck am I talking about, a quick little note on last show's best. You see, not everyone can compete in Ujokes Live, which is on YouTube and Facebook, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned that before. Ujokes is on Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, via the Ujokes YouTube channel, available to you via the link in the description, or you can also play along via Facebook Live. But if you can't play live, that's okay too, because what they'll do is they'll allow other people, even those that played live, some additional time to, just get in some extra jokes, and then they'll go back through. They are going back through all of the other jokes as we speak. So you still have time until Tuesday's show, and who knows, maybe your joke could be picked as last show's best. You could be invited to play on Ujokes on Tuesday's show. Pretty exciting. But anyway, back to the countdown. Like I said before, this is for the audience, specifically the last show's best, Jess Shooknick. And I'm very glad that now we know how Jess says his last name. Very relieving, if I'm being honest. So what was Jess's joke that got him onto Friday's show with the Vogt twins? From the show before that on Tuesday, and we will come back to this pic later on, but there was a pic of a hand with a face on it, the ears and everything, but then the fingers are like mini hands of their own. That may not make much sense, but trust me, when you see the pic for yourself, you'll be confused too. Anyway, this pick was from the game Name the Supervillain. Jess's joke was High 25, which might not be much of a supervillain name, but nonetheless, a fantastic joke. No wonder that he got to play along with the Vogt twins on Friday's show. Amazing. Speaking of the Vogt twins, they're coming up right now on the Ujokes countdown. Not that this determines which twin is funnier. Not at all, but spot number 3, which we'll get to in a second, goes to Paul. But in the meantime, for the 4th spot on the Ujokes countdown, this is for Peter. And in Peter's case, this is for Finish the Quote, which this time was, you can take that to the, and then normally the rest of the quote is bank. You can take that to the bank, but that wouldn't be any funny. You have to finish the quote in your own humorous way. And while Peter's joke may have been a teensy bit lengthy, for me personally, it did have that je ne sais quoi factor.
You can take that to the 101 and then to the 134. What you're going to do is get on the 5 to the 210, the 210 to the 72, the 72 east. You want to make sure you turn at the 53. At the 53, you're going to go right. It should take 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That was an LA traffic joke, folks. And by the way, Peter, where would that have taken you to?
To a 7-Eleven in Pomona.
Pomona, I love it.
Which is just about the only thing that a good joke really needs, for Ujokes especially, so bravo. Anyway, so that was Peter. Now it's time for Paul Vogt to have his turn in the spotlight. The 3rd spot on the countdown goes to the start of the show for Name the Movie. And in this case, it was a pic of a horse with a little mane for its tail, but then its head/body was a shark. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, first of all, horse nano vibes right off the bat. The other thing is, though, if you don't know what Name the Movie is, I guess it's pretty self-explanatory when you really think about it. But based on that horse nano pick, you have to come up with a good movie title. Paul sure did.
I believe that's
Sharknado, Kevin, the ponying. That's what that is.
Sharknado the ponying? Is that what you said?
Sharknado the ponying.
All right.
And here's the deal, guys. I know that particular joke didn't technically win the audience vote, but hey, it's good enough for me. A funny joke for me is a joke worth talking about. And many other jokes too. The second spot on the countdown, we're going to go back to you guys, the people that play along. And oddly enough, this is for someone else among the lines of last show's best. Ben Pack. You may remember him from Tuesday's show with Danny Woodburn and Clare Sera. And although he had a really good joke remember last time we talked about the turkeys dancing on the globe and his joke, which was apparently global pandemic. As good of a joke as that was, I like this one better. And this was when he played along, of course, in the final game, Show of Bands, where a picture is shown and you need to come up with the band name. This one by Ben, honest to God, genius, for the picture of a farmer and a bunch of melons.
Well, we actually played one of their charts during Marching Band a couple years ago. It's John Cougar Melon Camp.
Oh, yes!
Really well played from Ben. And I gotta say, Danny, he was kind of caught off guard by that joke. Turns out he was actually going to do something similar to that, so he ended up giving Ben the credit. And, well, no wonder Ben ended up winning the game. So congrats, Ben. And speaking of Danny Woodburn, spot numero uno on the countdown, it goes to him. And guys, I know this top 5 countdown has been pretty much dominated by the guys. Do not worry, Clare Sera, we will be coming back to you for Ujokes extras. Nothing personal. But Danny Woodburn, how can I not have put this at the number 1 spot? You may remember that supervillain pick with the hands and everything? Well, on the original show that featured that pick, Danny won the game. The reason why, this is not an exaggeration, but there's like 40 jokes he has crammed into one. And look, that probably is not the exact amount, but I'm sure you'll get the idea in a second. Check this out.
Yes, this is, and this is a hyphenate, Handsome Jack Palmer. Handsome Jack is the inventor of the Mega Bitch Slap and the High 25. He has the ability to hitchhike in 5 different directions, and he's angry. You know, all villains have that story where they're angry about something. So
yes.
He was a street performer, and it was a lousy job. He was a one-man audience for a one-man band. And he's really upset because he was born a lefty. And if you look, no left hands.
No, oh my gosh.
Just
wow.
a tragedy. Just a tragedy.
I mean, to be fair, you are looking at someone that A, has been on Seinfeld for many years, and I'm not trying to start a Friends or Seinfeld feud. I like both shows respectively, but A, he was funny on the show, so it kind of makes sense that he would at one point slay in a game on Ujokes. Second of all, honest to God, it is an advantage when you have more than one joke crammed into one. Granted, no one can probably ever top Danny's, like 40-something jokes in one. That was just the highlight of my week. Danny Woodburn, you need to come back again real soon. You hear me? Okay, so that's that for the Ujokes Top 5. Now it's time for the Ujokes Awards. First up, we have Comedian of the Week. Obvious choice for me, Danny Woodburn. The Game of the Week, probably the supervillain game, not only because of Jess Shupnick's joke for last show's best, but again, Danny's 40-something jokes crammed into one. Honestly, I'm speechless. Next up, we have the Audience Award, and this is an award for the best joke from the audience, and in this case, the Audience Award is for Ben Pack and his John Cougar Mellencamp joke from Show of Bands. Up next, we have the Manga Moment, because this is Jonathan's show too, of course. How can I not have an award devoted to Jonathan? He had a lot of really great moments this week, but I think I'm going to go with a classic. There was an early show in which he kind of improvised his own Ujokes theme song, which I wish would become part of the regular routine with each new episode. He did it again on Friday's show, and if you just go to the beginning of Friday's show, the one with the Vogt twins, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Anyway, so great moment from Mangum. By the way, normally the last award would be Perplexing Pick, but as of now, these pictures on Ujokes no longer surprise me, so I'm officially discarding this award, although bonus shout out to Jonathan's producer Josh, who apparently takes his time picking the weirdest picks possible for this show. It's honestly really impressive. So, just like that, we are done with the Ujokes Awards, but that's not all I have to say about this week's shows. No siree. We still have a couple of extra highlights to go through via the Ujokes Extras, and the first one goes to Clare Sera for the game What's It Mean and the word glorpsis.
Glorpsis is an onomatopoeia, Jonathan.
Oh.
It is actually the sucking sound that is 2020.
Ah, yes. The sucking sound that is glorpsis.
The next of the old Ujokes Extras, this is not even for a joke, but it's for this bit from the Vogt twins.
Which one of you came out first? Who's the first twin? Peter.
By 10 minutes, he's like, I'll be right back. And I said, okay, I'll wait.
I left him a Post-it note.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think that kind of speaks for itself. And finally, not my favorite joke from the audience this week, but shout out to Cincy for Life on YouTube with the joke Neck Viagra. What is this a commercial for? And the pic, if you remember, a guy with a giraffe-like neck and someone grabbing the guy by the neck. Oh my god. So that's it for the Ujokes Extras. That's almost it for the Ujokes podcast, but a couple of other quick notes. First of all, new Ujokes episodes are on YouTube and Facebook, Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And second of all, I want to give you a bit of a heads up about Tuesday's show. You could get a couple more details about it if you go back to the episode with the Vogt twins, skip till the end. But basically, there are going to be a couple of cast members from The Love Boat on Tuesday's show. We don't know who yet, though, so if you want to start guessing from now, that might be a good idea. Anyways, maybe I will see you playing along on YouTube and or Facebook on Tuesday's Love Boat themed Ujokes. We'll see, but until then, stay connected with me on Twitter and Instagram at Postmaster Radio. You can also find the Ujokes podcast on Spreaker, Spotify, and YouTube. The account links are all in the description, and until next time, well, bye for now. See ya!